Greetings, I'm Bairnt and welcome to the One-Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Middara. We're going to be starting in a different place than the beginning. If you're interested in seeing Chapter 1 of Middara, please go check it out over on my channel, Meet Me at the Table. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video, where I'll put the whole entire playlist. You can watch everything from the beginning of the Mast all the way to the end of Chapter 1, and you'll see the first side quest that we were able to do. This is going to be the first story mission in Chapter 2, and it happens to be a boss fight, which I thought would be really cool to show everybody here on the One-Stop Co-op Shop. At the beginning of this video, we're going to be talking about some of the errors I made in the last video, which I think will pertain to you if you don't watch all the videos. But just be aware that's where this video is going to start, and then we're going to be moving into the setup for Chapter 2, and then we're going to do our boss fight as well. So I'm excited to bring back Middara to the One-Stop Co-op Shop, and again, if you're interested in seeing how we got to this particular point, please go check out the playlist on Meet Me at the Table. So without further ado, here we go, Middara Chapter 2 on the One-Stop Co-op Shop. In the last video, I told you to listen to a murdered informant, and after that, it was going to proceed to the next part of the lore in the story called Sneaking into the Crime Scene or something of that nature. I will post that into the pinned comment. I'll tell you the 3 things you need to listen to. I think it's only 2 things you need to listen to before we get to this fight. So please go listen to those and then come back so you can see what is going to transpire for our awesome characters. If you're interested in finding out where to listen to any of the story from Middara, I have put multiple links into the description of this video. So please check those out so you can keep up with us when it comes to the story of Middara, which is absolutely one of my favorite things about this game. The story is absolutely incredible, and we are going to continue on going forward into this game. If you're excited to see what's about to transpire for our characters, Remy, Zeke, Nightingale, and Rook, then I need you to meet me at the table.
Hello, good morning. Open up your eyes. Hello, good morning. The magic's still inside. Never loved you more than I do now. Living in a sentimental city, right next to an evil town. Hello, good morning. Open up your eyes. Hello, good morning.
Before we delve into the story, there are a couple of things I need to talk about. We completed the side quest and we went back to shop and train, and at this point there are a couple of things I decided to pick up. One is this right here. I have picked up this for Rook, which gives us a casting upgrade of orange and allows us to roll an orange die when attacking, and I can flip this after resolving a spell you cast, so long as that spell didn't have a per encounter or flip condition. Cast that spell again. Also, I can exhaust this when you deal magic damage to an opponent to heal one, and only one of these can be used per action per ability, which is kind of cool. The other thing I need to talk about is this spell right here, Fever. I totally did this wrong in the last thing, which I did put a pinned comment about. I'm supposed to deal magic damage equal to my total armor value. I was only dealing half armor value to my enemies, which is why I didn't cast it a couple times. I've also given him this. Zeke found this during the side quest, but I'm going to give this to Rook. It allows me to flip this, and when an opponent within Sphere of Influence starts their turn, at the end of the turn, till the end of the turn, treat all instructions on their AI step as if you were the only opponent on the board. Let's see if I remember that. That'll be awesome. And the other thing I have done is Remy had a total of, I think it was 7 experience points, so she has a lot of experience. I didn't know what to do with them, so I actually grabbed Quick Blow from the Subterfuge tree of cards. This one allows me during the follow-up step of an attack, other than the attack made with Quick Blow, to make another attack. You may choose a new target for this attack. Now, of course, the follow-up step means I do actually need to hit with the attack, but I think it'll be kind of cool. There's a chance I could attack twice for 3 stamina points. Hey, you can't go wrong with that. That cost me 3 experience points, leaving Remy with a total of 4 extra experience points moving into this battle. I do also have 66 gold, and there's nothing else I could think of buying. I thought of replacing Zeke's bow, but in the long run, I thought, let's give it one more shot, and at the end of this, maybe we'll have even more money that we can go in with and maybe try to buy something else. Of course, there may not be a chance that this is going to go another shop and train. We might continue forward, and that's okay. I think our guys are doing okay just as they are. This is the boss fight Melody. I'm super excited for this. I'm reading this out of the update, the errata book that came with the 1.1 update. The boss fight out of the original book has been errated and modified, so that's what we're going to be reading from. I don't actually have an updated book. I wish I did, but we're going to read this and see how it goes. Strange eyes hover in the darkness. They eerily watch in silence while emanating a purple glow that shines across the damp wooden floor of the cellar. The woman on the far end of the cellar contorts inhumanly and stares in your direction. Here's the board right here we're going to be playing on. We have 4 eyes of Magdalene. Those are the 4 eyes you see. We have a Melody, the subjugated oblation. Its standee is right there. It is not a miniature. It is a standee. And we have tiles UM69 and 71. Our end conditions are as follows. We win if Melody is defeated. We lose if all adventurers are defeated. Here are our special encounter rules. Melody, the subjugated oblation, when setting up this encounter, reveals small and large hidden cards UM5, so I'll grab those out. To assess Melody's initiative and intelligent combatant cards, these cards will be used during this encounter. When Melody is defeated, read the following hidden text. Also, we have ambushed. When setting up the encounter, after dealing the initiative cards, move Melody's forward 1 space on the initiative track. That sounds terrible. Here's the rules for those Eyes of Magdalene. It says, these tokens represent the magical presence of an otherworldly being Melody has brought to this realm. These tokens may be targeted by attacks and spells as though they were a figure. In addition, an adventurer may occupy their space and may target them while occupying their space. These tokens have 5 hit points, 10 defense, no armor, and a conviction value of 2 purple. Oh, that sounds like they're going to get gore shot to death. Eyes of Magdalene do not make break attacks and do not drop combatant loot. If Melody ever places an Eye of Magdalene, players roll 2 purple dice and consult the chart below to determine how many tokens are placed. 2 to 9, I place 1. 10 to 14, I'm going to be placing 2. Anytime eye tokens are placed, players always place the first eye token on tile UM69 at the farthest space possible from adventurers. Then they place a second eye, if required, on tile UM71 on the farthest space possible from the adventurers. There may never be more than 4 eyes on the board at any given time. It says right here, a connection. At the start of Melody's first turn, choose a random adventurer, read the following hidden text. That will be awesome! Lastly, we have this rule here from another dimension. The first time Melody has damage tokens placed on her card after placing an eye tokens, read the following hidden text. Let's place ourselves on the board. I'm going to put Rook right here. We'll put Remy here. Next, we'll place Nightingale behind Rook, and we'll place Zeke right here. That'll be the plan. All right, we have our brave adventurers. We'll see what we can do about this. Let's take our initiative cards, give them a good old truffle shuffle. I have put her initiative card in here as well, and then we're going to draw these out and see what happens. Now, of course, I get to move her card up 1. So we'll start by placing out Zeke. Zeke gets to go first. That's not really going to help me too much. Remy goes second. That might be pretty good. We'll see Nightingale goes next, then Melody, and then Rook. And since we have to switch these 2 because it moves up 1, she'll be going third. All right. Now, we'll take a look at her card when it comes to it. We're going to start with Zeke. Zeke is going to go first. He can fire, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 at that eye right here. Now, of course, we have to give all our guys stamina because stamina is awesome. Everybody gets 3 stamina points. Shooting through a space of hindering terrain is going to add 1 to my what I need to roll. And also, I can target through allies. I did that wrong in the last playthrough. You can target through allies. You just suffer a -1 to your attack roll. So I could use all 3 of these stamina points right now to empower that bow and fire at that. And I think that's what we're going to do. The Bear of Justice, which was like the Bear of Bad News most of the time, maybe we might be getting rid of this bow. I can roll these orange and white die, and I am empowering it. I don't want to see a skull. That'd be bad news. I want to get 5 shields this time. Let's see what this thing can really do. Let's roll it up, and I got a 6 and an 8, and I did get the 2 shields here. Oh, that's going to be 5 shields. This thing's going down. All right, so I get to add +1 because I'm not moving at all, but I have to subtract 2 from this roll, so I got a 15 minus 2 is 15, 14, 13. So I did a total of 3 damage to him because of my roll. Then I get an extra 3, 4, and then my extra 6. So that's 10 damage. Now they only have 5 hit points, so I was able to take that eye off the board. Remy is going next. She's going to spend one of her stamina points to move. She gets to move a total of 6 spaces. Let's see what I can do with these. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, to right here. And then I'm going to attack this eye. Just because, why not? I mean, I'm going to spend the other 2 to use my top-heavy axe to attack. I don't see any reason not to. These, I mean, I don't even know if I'm supposed to attack these eyes, but I'm going to guess things on the board should probably be removed from the board. That's the theory I'm going with. We'll attack with our top-heavy axe and that hammer helm card. I need an 11 in order to hit this thing. Oh, I got a 15. That's going to do 4 over what I need to do. 4 plus a billion here. 4 or 5 damage here, plus all these symbols. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I wanted to exhaust it, I could for 12, 13. That's another eye off the board. Wow, my guys are on fire right from the start. With Remy's turn complete, we're going to go to Melody's turn, and I have absolutely no idea what she's going to do. I've not even looked at her card. But before we look at the book, there is part of the story right here. It says at the start of Melody's first turn, choose a random adventure and read the following hidden text. I've got all these little tokens in my hand, so we're going to go ahead and see which one is going to be the random token. All right, we're going to shake them up right here, and then I'm just going to drop one onto the book. Let's see which one drops. It was Rook. Rook is going to be our lucky man. He gets to see what happens. You feel a strange sinking feeling in your gut as ethereal strings tug at your very soul and stitch it to someone else. Gain the tether token. This token cannot be normally removed. At the end of the encounter or when the adventurer with the token is defeated, remove the tether token. Anytime Melody is dealt damage, you are dealt that much irreducible damage. Anytime Melody heals you, heal the same amount. Oh my gosh, this is out of control. Oh, wow. Well, Rook is going to gain this tether token right here. It's kind of a cool looking token. I'll place that right there. That could be his demise. Here is Melody. Wow, this is going to be awesome. Let's see what it says here. Melody has the passive power, the Eyes of Magdalene. It says Melody has Nimble. Melody draws line of sight as though she is occupying the same space as all eyes in addition to the space she occupies. When Melody would be dealt damage and there are still Eyes of Magdalene on the board, reduce the damage to 0. If damage is reduced to 0 this way, deal 1 irreducible damage to all Eyes of Magdalene on the board. After Melody is dealt damage, place an Eye of Magdalene on the board. All right, so there always seems to be these eyes. So I was doing the right thing, getting rid of them. We'll start with her AI steps. So remember, she can target through these eyes. Are there no opponents adjacent? Correct, there are no opponents adjacent. Cast spell 6 against all opponents within line of sight. Inflict condemn. Continue down. Wow, condemn seems to be pretty bad. Then it's going to say, is there an opponent adjacent? No. Make separate attacks against each opponent within reach 2, then swap places with the farthest opponent within line of sight. Continue down. Is there an opponent within line of sight? And this ability has not been used this encounter. Summon Exalted Esper, Minos the Contractor, against the opponent with the highest total armor value within line of sight. Well, that's going to be Rook if she can see him. And we do not continue down at that point, so that is going to be where we stop unless I cannot do any of these. So let's see what happens. But before we do, she only has 30 health, so we're doing well there. 12 defense, 6 speed, or movement I should say, a conviction value of teal and green, and a casting die of green. And look at this, she rolls 2 red dice. Wow, this is going to be awesome. We have kind of a top-down view here, but I have to see if I can see anything. It says here, are there no opponents adjacent? That is correct. Cast spell 6 against all opponents within line of sight. Inflict doom. There is no sphere of influence, it's line of sight. Her line of sight is going to be the center of her square to the center of anybody else's square. So she does not have line of sight to Rook or Nightingale at all unless I go from this eye. If I go from the eye, well, I can see anybody except I'm not sure I can see Nightingale. I'm going to go with I can. Well, it's going to cross through that thing right there. Yes, he can't see Nightingale, but she can see Rook. That's awesome. And this one right here has no problem seeing Remy here. Oh boy. Okay, so we have 3 people that are going to have Doom cast on. Actually, everybody's going to have Doom cast on. I think even this eye can see Nightingale from where it is. Yes, okay. Everybody's going to have Doom cast on them. Or Condemned, sorry, Condemned. It's going to cast spell 6 against all against all opponents trying to do Condemn. All right, this is awesome. I don't think this will be good. First, we'll roll up the force of the spell. I'm going to roll a teal casting die and add 6. She got a 10. Then we're going to roll up our conviction dice. This is going to be for Rook. Rook gets a white and a purple die. He got a 6. Well, I didn't even come close. So he's going to gain a Condemned token. It's right here. It says status. Roll the black die. If the result is a skull, you are defeated. Oh, that's just joyous bunnies right there. Next, I'm going to roll for Zeke. Zeke has the same conviction here. He got a 6. That's even worse. He's also going to gain one of those Condemned tokens. Now, those are the only two that have a purple and white conviction, so it's going to be a little bit better for me going forward here. Nightingale has 2 white dice, so she'll roll those and try to get higher than a 10. Wow, she did not get higher than a 10. She gets Condemned. Everybody's going to be condemned. Oh, this could be a real short battle. We're going to put Condemned on her. And the last one we have is Remy. Remy actually has one of the best ones in the game. She has a conviction value upgrade where X is equal to the attack of one of your combat dice. So she does have a teal die, but then she also gains a white die. So roll those up and see how she does. She got a 12. She was able to stop that. She's not going to be condemned, but the other 3 that haven't even done anything really yet are all condemned. That's horrible. I don't think I have any way to actually bring people back from the dead. I wish I did. We'll go on to the next part of her card. The next thing on her list states, is there an opponent within line of sight with this, and this ability has not been used this encounter. Summon the Exalted Esper, Menace the Contractor against the opponent with the highest total armor value, which is going to be Rook. Rook has the most armor value, so he is about to meet Menace the Contractor, and here he is. Look at this guy. This says, the opponent within sphere of influence is dealt magic damage equal to the number of rolled on both of their conviction dice. Then inflict condemn. That's amazing. He's already condemned, so I don't have to worry about that. But he is going to take damage equal to his conviction roll, which is a white and purple. So let's roll these out and see what happens to him. He's going to take a total. Got a 13. That's like the best, almost the best you can roll. So I'm taking 13 damage, and this is magic damage, so my armor is not going to help me at all. I do have at any time re-roll any die except black that you or an ally within sphere of influence roll. That doesn't help. And this isn't going to help us either because this removes things from the die. I don't think I have anything that helps him re-roll this. He's going to take 13 damage. Oh my gosh, that's out of control. We're going to put a little token there on the 10. He's taken 13. He has 14, 15, 16 health. He's got 16 total health, and he's already taken 13. And he's also tethered, remember, so if ever we hit that thing, he's going to take damage. Well, he's not around for this world much longer. Okay, let's continue. Next is going to be Nightingale's turn. She's condemned, so she has to roll us at the beginning of the status. She is totally fine. I did not roll the skull. That would have been bad news. There is a skull, thank goodness. I didn't roll that. That would be bad news. I am going to start by using Ambitious. Ambitious is going to go, you put my use token on there. That's the one that gives me all the extra stamina points. So I'm going to give 1 to each of my friends, and then she herself is going to gain 2. I'm going to use those to move. I'm actually going to use 3 to move. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to use 2 more to go 7, and then we use another one, 8, 9. So I'm doing a total of 9 spaces using 3 stamina points. Totally fine. I'm going to now cast Gore Shot. We're going to cast Gore Shot on this thing right here that is within my sphere of influence, and because none of these red things are actually going to be blocking it. Let's see if we can take it out. Let's determine the force of my spell. It's 1 teal dice. I get to do 13 on that. They get to roll 2 for their conviction. They do not get it. I'm going to take the 2 irreducible damage, bringing my damage down to 2, but I get to do 6 damage, which will kill off this eye right here. That's the end for Nightingale. We'll move into Rook's turn. He has to roll his die because he is condemned. He is not dead yet. He's going to use his stamina point to move. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to right there. He is within sphere of influence of that eye. First, he's going to cast Barrier on himself, giving him a barrier token, bringing his total armor value up to 5, which is really going to help out. Then we're going to cast our Fever spell. And we're going to do it right this time. I'm going to spend 2 stamina points to cast Fever, and we'll see how it goes. So now he is out of stamina points, but we have to try to hopefully take out this eye with it. His new casting die is orange. Let's roll it up. I got a 6 plus 6 is 12. We'll roll up their conviction. It's a 3. That's not enough. I'm going to deal damage equal to my armor value. And with that barrier token, that puts our armor value up to 5. And these things only have 5 HP. So we have managed to take out all 4 of the eyes in the first round, which is really good. I also get to heal another ally within sphere of influence equal to half the amount of damage this spell has dealt, which is going to be, it's going to go up. I'm going to deal it to myself because nobody else is hurt except for Nightingale and I can't see her. So Rook heals 3, 1, 2, 3. He's at 10 damage. We'll shuffle up all our initiative cards, but first let's dump the stamina points onto the people that need them. There we go. We'll grab our entire stack of cards here. Give them a good old truffle shuffle. We need to go before her or we're in big trouble here. Actually, maybe her going first might be the best course of action. I think her just activating at all is just going to be very bad. So let's see who goes first. It's going to be Zeke. Then it's going to be Remy, followed by, oh, hopefully it's not her. Nope, it's Rook. Then it's her, and then Nightingale. I was really hoping Nightingale would go before her. Now, I believe the ambush card continues to keep going. It doesn't say it's a one-time thing, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate her card out here. Remy's going to gain a stamina point. Nightingale gets 2, and Zeke gets 1. There we go. It's Zeke's turn. I don't think Zeke's going to be able to get in there. Maybe he can. We'll see what he can do. I'm going to grab 3 stamina points for Zeke. Zeke then gets to use one of his stamina points to move. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's in range. Oh my gosh, I can take a shot. I can use that bow. We're going to use all 3 stamina points to empower that bow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to maybe hit her. This might be a good thing. Let's see if I can do this. Now let's look at this bow. Let's see if I do any of these other things, which would be really cool. The bow does state, attacks made against an opponent that dealt damage to an ally since the end of your last turn, it gains +2 physical damage. So my turn ended. Rook took a boatload of damage and I was next to him because of that spell. And now I'm activating again. I think I might be able to do the +2 damage, and I could exhaust when an opponent within sphere of influence deals 4 or more damage to an ally. That opponent inflicted with wilt, that's not going to happen. It's too far away. But we are going to fire this bow and see what we can do. Before we fire, I am condemned. I have to roll this up. I did not die. That's half the battle. I get to roll an orange, a white, oh, and I get to roll that black die again. Let's see how this goes. I need a big number because it's like hiding in the forest. I got an 8, a 2. Oh boy, everybody check this out. 8, 2, and that thing is going to be amazing. I'm going to be able to use Kill the Messenger. I can exhaust this and I can flip one of these dice to the lowest to the highest, which is a 7. This is going to be an amazing hit. I think I've killed Rook, but that's okay. Rook might be dead, but we're going to do a lot of damage here. So I got a 15. She has a 12 defense, but she gets +1 because I'm shooting through Rook. So that's 13, 14, 15. I've done 2 damage. Plus I've done 2, 3, 4, and I get the +6, so that's 10. I just did 10 damage to this creature. Melody took 10. That's 1/3 of her life. We'll place 10 damage right down there. That's bonkers amount of damage. Now, whenever she's dealt damage, I have to roll 2 purple dice and see how many of these eyes get spawned. We got a 3. So we're going to be placing down one of the Eye of Magdalene. And that eye is going to be placed as far away from all of the other people on this tile right here. So we'll place it right there. Now we have to read some hidden text. Melody screeches at her fresh wound. In a high-pitched voice, she screams, "I'll kill you!" over and over as she waves her hands through the air. With a loud crack, the floorboards explode all around you and 2 women claw out from beneath the dirt with their large weapons. You realize in horror that this crazy girl is a summoner of some sort, and she's brought some friends to aid her in this fight. Spawn twin Sivnari adjacent to the adventurer who dealt damage to Melody. When placing these 2 figures, if possible, place them in flanking positions, then continue your turn as normal. It's normal, it says. So I've got good news and bad news. The good news is there's some cool minis for these summons. The bad news is I haven't actually painted them up because I didn't have anybody with the assemblage discipline, so I didn't actually think we'd be seeing any of these people. I do have to plant them in flanking positions, so I'm going to put 1 here and 1 there, and now they're going to be added to the track as well. We have two new enemies on the board. We've got Ava and we've got Hope. There's a couple things we need to still do before we can get to their turn. First off, I need to give Melody 2 more damage. I forgot about Zeke's awesome ability on that bow that finally fired off. He had a lot of stuff to fire off. The part that states right here, attacks made against an opponent that dealt damage to an ally since the end of your turn gains +2 physical damage. So I was able to do 2 more damage to her. Also, because I did 12 damage, guess who's going to take 12 damage? That's right, Rook. Oh, Rook, we barely got to know you. Actually, we know you quite well. It's actually kind of cool how you get to learn all these people in the story. I'm going to be taking 12 damage, which means I'm going to be at 22 points of damage. I don't think he has anywhere near that. I think that's almost double his total HP. So, well, Rook has met his end. But the good news is that was actually the person that was tethered to, and also he took that huge hit from the Exalted Esper. So everything actually worked out okay with him just absolutely taking the first 2 humongous hits that came through on him. We still have to put down our 2 cards. We have Ava and Hope. Ava's red, so I'm going to place her down first. Usually the red monster goes first before the purple monster. I have to use all of my stamina, of course, because I fired the bow. He's got no more stamina left. He could use his fight drive to fire again, but the only thing I'd be doing is 1 irreducible damage to potentially one of the eyeballs if I went after her, and shooting these 2 is almost worthless because they have the same amount of health, that starting health, that she does. So they have 30 health each. Oh, yuck. If we look at Ava's card here, it just says everything you want. When the twin is summoned for any reason, spawn both Ava and Hope figures if possible. The first time each turn Ava would miss with an attack, re-roll the attack roll. When attacking, Ava will always prioritize flanked opponents, and we are already flanked. Best friends. Ava has Nimble, Elusive, and Provoke too. One thing I forgot is that Melody also has Nimble, so we're going to roll her die after we get all this taken care of. While both Ava and Hope are on the board, they both gain Backstab and Resistance magic damage. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is unbelievable. Right here it says, is Ava flanking an opponent? Yes. Make an attack with Reach 2. This attack gains follow-up. Make an attack. Then move to be 2 spaces away from the opponent she is flanking if she can still flank after moving. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So I guess that's what we'll do. Now, of course, all the stuff down here is stars, as you can see. I've got stars for conviction, casting, health, defense. That means it's going to be equal to Melody's stats here. So this is going to be a teal and green die. This is a teal die. 30 health, 12 defense, 6 speed, 0 armor, and it's rolling 2 red dice and a black dice. Wow, oh my gosh. I don't know how we're going to survive this attack. The first thing we're going to do is use Nimble for Melody. She gets to roll a die and see how she gets. She got 4 books, so she didn't actually get any defense, which is fantastic, meaning the full 12 did go through. At this point, I'm going to use my Occult t-shirt to attempt to dodge. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to gain, oh, nothing. Wow. I guess this is how you'll kill a character with a bow. You don't dodge. I'm going to roll 2 red dice and this black dice to see how well Ava rolls. She got an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 here, and a bunch of shields. If we look at her stat card, she's going to be hitting for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got 12 plus 13 defense, unless this also gives me a defense. I don't think it does. So I have 13 plus, nope, that's it. I have 13 defense, so this did hit me, and I'm going to take damage equal to the amount of these shields. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to take 4 damage. That's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first damage that Zeke has taken, so we're actually doing okay in that department. Hope here's first 2 abilities are the same as Ava's, but Hope's next part says Resonance. The first time each turn Hope rolls a star during an attack, cast a spell 6 against up to 2 different opponents within Hope's sphere of influence. Roll Hope's casting die, deal magic damage equal to the result. That's going to be terrible. I do not want to see a star on her dice. One thing I forgot is that Ava's does have an ability that says that she's able to do not only her, but Hope. When they're both on the board, they both gain backstab. So I think I should have been backstabbed with Zeke. We'll move 1, 2, 3. Also, we flanked him, which means I get plus on the attack roll, meaning I've taken yet another damage. So what turned out to be only 3 damage now has become 8. And just to finish it off, after she was done attacking, she does have a then power that I forgot to do, which is move to be up to 2 spaces away from the opponent she is flanking. If she can still flank them after moving, she can move to right there, still be able to flank him from where she is. Now, when she moved away, I could attempt to do a break attack if I want, but I'm not actually going to do a break attack. She's got elusive, nimble, a whole bunch of stuff I don't want to deal with, and honestly, 30 health for both of these creatures, that's not my priority. That's my priority. I just have to withstand the damage that these two are about to do to me more than I need to actually try to take them out. And to follow up the last part that I forgot is I used his health stat instead of his defense stat yet again when determining whether or not she hit me. So I'm going to be taking 1, 2, 3 more damage. And again, now we're at 11. It went from 3 to 11. I just keep finding more ways to punish poor Zeke. Let's roll our 2 red dice for Hope. Now, Hope does not get that black die, just the 2 red ones. And that's a total of 10, so that is going to hit Zeke. It actually is exactly going to hit Zeke because he does have 10 defense. And these books aren't going to do any damage. I didn't get a star, which means she's not going to cast any of the resonance, and that is it. That's all she's going to do. When this attack, this attack with reach 2, this attack gains a star. Then, if Hope is not already flanking the target, she'll move to be within reach 2 of the farthest opponent possible. If Hope can flank a target, she will attempt to flank the farthest opponent possible. All right, so we got a lot left we have to do. Not to mention we are flanking and backstabbing. Well, you have to remember that as well. So this is a 10, that's an 11. We hit for 1 damage, plus the flanking, it's going to be a total of 4 damage, plus this attack gains a star, which is going to fire this off here. First time each turn, Hope rolls a star during an attack. Okay, so that's rolls, not gains a star. So that's another 2 damage from the star. So she's done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage total to Zeke. At this point, Zeke might be going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 17 health. He has a total of 12, 13, 14, 15 health. That's it. So Zeke is off the board. Bye-bye, Zeke. Zeke has failed to survive all of those attacks. Now it says Hope will move towards the farthest opponent, being able to be within reach 2 and hopefully in a flanking position. There isn't going to be a way to flank them because they're standing back to back. So the farthest person is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3 would be at reach 2, would be 1, 2, 3, right about there, I believe, would be reach 2. Because I can get to this person now. I can't flank her, but there's no way I can flank either one of these 2 people because they're both back to back. That was an absolutely devastating turn. I killed off 2 of my guys. That was, I'm not even done. That's the beginning of the first turn. All we did for their second turn was shoot with Zeke, and it killed off both Rook and Zeke doing that. I'm going to gain 3 stamina onto Remy. Remy's going to use 2 of it to fly. She's going to fly. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to right here. And at this point, using 2 of her stamina to fly, that would give her 6. We're going to use 1 more for 7. That's fine. We are going to use this fight drive. Once per encounter, I can make an attack. We're going to do that. I'm going to use my power. I'm going to place this down on the card, and she's going to attack this eye with her top-heavy axe. Rolling 2 teal dice. I honestly don't know how we're going to get out of this, but that's a good way to start. We got a 16. That kills the eye for sure. I'm never going to add it up. This eye is taken off the board. We'll move into Melody's turn. Melody does have the first part saying, are there no opponents adjacent? Cast spell 6 against an opponent with opponents within line of sight. That's going to be Remy for a potential to condemn them. After that, is there an opponent adjacent? No. Is there an opponent within line of sight and the ability has not been used? That's that Exalted Esper. It's already been used, so I'm not going to do that. So is there an opponent within line of sight? Yes. She again is going to cast spell 6. And if she's able to succeed in the spell, it's going to roll 2 purple, 2 orange, and 2 red dice. And I'm going to take magic damage on Remy equal to the amount of books. The first is going to be her spell to condemn. She got a 3 plus 6 is 9. Remy gets to roll her conviction, which is a teal and a white die. She got a total of 8. That's fantastic. Now even Remy is condemned. All right, we're all condemned. That's fantastic. So we'll see how long this lasts. Now we're going to cast a spell 6. And try to target her. Let's see how that goes. It's another 6, so that's 12. Remy has to roll her conviction. She needs a 13. She did not get a 13. So we're going to roll an absolute ton of dice. We're going to roll purple, orange, and we're going to roll red dice as well. And for every book I get on these, I'm going to be taking 1 damage. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 magic damage to Remy. Oh my gosh, it's out of control. She's taken 10. I don't know how we're going to do this. It is now Nightingale's turn. I'm going to remove a couple of these dead people from the board, and we'll see what Nightingale can do. She's going to gain 3 stamina, so she's going to have 5 stamina. That should help us out quite a bit. We'll see what we can do with it. I'm going to use one of it to move. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how much her speed is. And that puts her within sphere of influence of our friend here, Melody. The only problem is when I moved away from this square, she has Provoke 2. And what Provoke states is that she's allowed to make break attacks when you move away from her up to that value. Hope gets to roll 2 red dice. We'll see how this goes. She got an 8. That is not going to be enough to hit. But she does have Hope would, if Hope would miss with an attack, re-roll the attack roll. When attacking, Hope will always prioritize a flanked opponent. We don't have to worry about that, but we do have to roll these again. It got an 8. That is still probably going to miss. Nightingale has a 9-10 defense, so Hope didn't hit on any of those break attacks, or the break attack, I should say. To get where we are, I had to spend 2 of my stamina points. I needed a total of 7 movement, so we'll spend those 2. Now we're going to cast Gore Shot. We're going to first cast and see what our spell's power is. We got a 4, that's a 10, that's not too good, but you know, we'll give it a shot. I'm going to use our rod. We need all the damage we can do. I'm going to use my rod to try to do some more damage with our teal die here. I'm going to do an extra 6 damage if our spell sticks. At this point, she is going to roll a teal and a green die to try to combat against this. She got a 7. She did not pass. So here we go. I'm going to take 2 irreducible damage in order to do the damage with that spell. Now the problem is I'm condemned. I forgot I need to roll this to see if I even get to do this. I do. I got books, so I am not dead from my condemn. I also get to heal 1 point of damage because of my sentient bodysuit, so I am only at 1 damage. I'm now going to take the 2 irreducible damage to do 6 plus 6 is 12 damage to Melody. So at this point, Melody is up to 24 damage, which is pretty good. We did 24. Now, of course, that is going to spawn some new eyes. So let's roll our 2d6 and see how many eyes get to spawn. We got an 8. That means we'll place 1 eye at the farthest possible place on tile UM69. Now, we're not done. I'm going to spend 1 more stamina point here to attempt to root the mind. We're going to try to paralyze Melody. Now, I can't do any damage with this spell, but it doesn't say I can't paralyze her. Let's roll our casting value. We got a 6 plus 6 is 12. We'll roll her conviction and see if she is able to stop it. She got a 12. I actually think she got more than that. I think that's a 9. That's a 15. So she stopped our paralyzed, which is absolutely tragic. Here's where we stand. Melody has a total of 24 damage to her. We only need to do 6 more damage. The problem is those 2 guys on the board are going to probably kill a person each turn. We'll take our stamina points, put them back on our characters, and shuffle up our character cards here. At this point, I need to be going first. Actually, to tell you the truth, even if Melody went, I don't think it'd be that bad. Well, she could potentially do 10. That magic damage attack is just ridiculous. We'll shuffle these up and see who goes when. Come on, our guy. Oh, Nightingale goes first. She could probably go take out that eye. Come on, I need Remy. Remy goes next. Come on, who's next? Oh no, she's going to jump the track. And then we have our 2 other characters. Okay, there's still a chance. There is still a chance. We're going to, it doesn't say that this only happens once. I believe it might happen every time. Okay, good news for us. I was wrong. This only happens once. It says when setting up the encounter, she gets to go up 1 on the initiative track, not every turn. So I might have done it wrong the last time and have moved her up 1, which she shouldn't have done, but that's okay. We're going to go with Nightingale and Remy are both going to get their stamina points back, and we might just be able to do this. We'll see. We're going to cross our fingers and hope this works. We're going to use Nightingale first. I'm going to grab 3 stamina points. At this point, we are going to start moving. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right there, and that's going to cost me 1 stamina point. I have not moved inside of their provoke zone. I am within 4 of that eye, so I am going to now cast my Gore Shot. I get to unexhaust that. I also get to unexhaust my Root the Mind, and I get to unexhaust my cane or rod as well. Let's cast Gore Shot, see what happens. But before we do, I'm going to heal 1, and then I'm going to roll to see if I am condemned or not. All right, I got 4 books, so we did not have to worry about being dead because of condemned. Let's roll our spell's casting value. It's an 8. I do have some more stamina points. I'm going to spend one of my stamina points to do the damage with my rod. Let's see how many do. 4. That'll be just fine. I'm going to do 4 damage potentially to these eyes. Let's see if that sticks. I'm going to roll 2 purple dice for their conviction, and they got an 8 total. Well, that knocks out that, but remember it's a spell 6. So I'm going to be able to do 4, 5, 6 damage to that eye. At this point, Remy's going to gain 3 stamina points. Nightingale is going to be finished with what she did. She did exactly what she needed to do, take out that eye. I figured out this combat is take out the eye and take her out. Forget these guys. I'm just super glad they didn't go first because every time they activate, I swear they're going to kill somebody. We're going to use one of our stamina points to move. I'm going to move right here. I'm just going to move up 1. Now, I don't think that's going to do the provoking attack, the break attack from the provoke, because it's going to be going to this blocking area here. So I'm just going to move up 1 and attempt to hit her with all 3 of my stamina points. I'm going to attempt to do 1. No, I think I'm going to do 2 hits. I could potentially attack her twice, but if I hit her, that's going to be it. We're just going to go for broke. I'm going to go for everything with 1 shot here and see what happens. Oh, but if I miss, I won't be able to attack again. Well, we'll see what happens. That's what we're going to do. Come on, it's all or nothing here. We are empowering this attack and using some great purple or green dice here. What do we get, a 9? That's not going to be enough for a bunch of books. That's terrible. I do have the ability to re-roll a die here with my Hammer Helm card. Let's go ahead and re-roll these. When using a melee attack, you may, with two-handed weapon equipped, you may re-roll any dice in your combat dice pool. I'm going to re-roll them all. They're all pretty terrible. Actually, I'm going to keep the 6. We're going to re-roll these 2. These 2 are good. Well, we got more books. That's not going to help us at all. And I do have one more thing I think I could use. After making a roll, re-roll any of your dice. I'm going to use that to re-roll this. Now, I am playing with fire here. First, I might not need to do that. Let's do some math here. I got a total of 8 plus 6 is 14. She's got 2, so I've done 2. And then this is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can reroll this to 8, 9. So I don't need to reroll this. Let's not tempt fate. There's no reason to use this because I've done 9 damage here, which is going to be plenty to take her out because I only needed to do a total of 6, and we did 9 with the roll that we had. So that was enough to take out Melody. Melody has fallen to the onslaught of Nightingale and Remy. Oh, these are my 2 heavy hitters. I'm super glad that they survived. It was nice to see our bow actually pay off for Zeke. And, you know, Rook did a great job of being tethered and being smacked around real good. But let's go ahead and see our rewards. It does say when Melody is defeated, read the following hidden text. It says here, gain the oblation explanation living oblation monster loot. Oh, that's kind of cool. I get a monster loot. Also, as a reward, each party member gains 1 XP and we restore all of our adventures. At this point, we'll also continue to set her free on page 93. The item we got is this right here. It is armor. It is a cloth monster loot. It doesn't give me any armor, but it gives me 2 health, 1 defense, and 1 movement. It has down here exhaust, dodge if the attack deals no damage, unexhaust, discard, and counter. So it's very similar to our occult t-shirts or anything else in the cloth thing. Also on here it says passive during a dodge. If you roll a skull, add plus, or do not roll a skull, sorry, you add +2 to the result instead of +1. So now we have to compare it to the occult t-shirt. Is it better than that? This one gives +1 more health, but this gives +1 more defense. Other than that, they're pretty much exactly the same, except this gives +1 more for the defense if you don't roll a skull when you dodge. Other than that, oh, if you successfully dodge, this one just says if the attack deals no damage, unexhausted and counter. Okay, this is better. So we're going to put this with Zeke, and Zeke is going to put this into his backpack. After the boss fight concludes, we're going to be reading into the story for Set Her Free, and at one point during our lore story part, we're going to have to make a decision. The adventurers must decide what to do with Melody. Kill Melody, Suri knows best, or let her live, she might be useful. I want you to leave in the comments below which one you want me to do. Do we kill Melody or let her live? That's going to decide where we're going to go in our story, and we'll pick that up in the next video. No matter which one we choose, we will eventually end at another story round where we can shop and train. And at this point, I have 66 gold, And many of my adventurers have 7 and 5 experience points total. So the level 3s are 7. So I, again, would be more than happy to hear any comments about what you think Rook, Nightingale, and Zeke could use for 7 experience points. If you know a lot about Middara, or just looking up some of the stuff and looking at their level 3 abilities they could get, please let me know what you think would be kind of good. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Moving into the next video, we'll probably do some of these side quests, at least this first one, maybe the second one. We'll see how this goes. I know William over at Hungry Gamer is interested in doing another side quest for us, so I'll talk to him and we'll coordinate another side quest that would be fun to do that you can see on his channel, and then come back over here to jump back into mine. There you have it. That is the end of the boss fight Melody. This was an awesome boss fight. I'm really digging how that worked. That initial attack that really took out Rook was amazing. Also, we got really lucky that he got tethered. If he would have taken that initial hit and say Remy would have gotten tethered, I don't know if we would be able to make it. Also, that last pull of how we set up our initiative cards, if it would have been in that direction, I'm sure I might not have made it through here. Having Nightingale and Remy both go before Melody and either one of the two twins was absolutely amazing. I apologize for not them being painted. I'm going to work on getting all of these summons up and running, being painted, because now I know that some characters can actually bring them out onto the board. I didn't know that. I learned some things. And when there's so much stuff in hidden text, I never know what's about to pop out anyway. But we're going to get these painted up and get them ready to go in case we need them again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough of Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1, one of my favorite games of all time. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the next part of this comes out. Also, please feel free to look at the description of this video to find all the different ways of listening to the narrative that goes along with this epic adventure game. As always, please leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. Which direction should we go? Should we save her or should we kill her? Also, if you know anything that I might want to pick up for my characters skill-wise or item-wise, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to hear your thoughts. Again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see if Remy, Nightingale, Rook, and Zeke can continue their glorious fight through Middara, then I need you to meet me at the table.